Price of freedom is death. We're coming to get our check.
B1 brothers and sisters, welcome to the Afro Elite YouTube channel. I am your host, Afro Elite. Please make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. Please make sure you also leave a like and share this on your various social media platforms because that really does help the reach and growth of the channel. Thank you very much. Now, this is going to be kind of like a sort of little part 2 because the video I did prior to this about Dana White beating his wife in public wasn't about Stephen A specifically, but I used a clip from First Take because of Stephen A and Molly's reaction or lack thereof of Dana White beating his wife and how sympathetic and merciful and understanding and how they deflected to Dana White being, you know, drunk or whatever the case is, and all of the excuses that they made for him. So they've been getting so much pushback from that they made a second take, I guess, on First Take, where they kind of amped up a little bit as to try to save face so they don't look as biased as they clearly were because of their obvious years of racial double standards. So I'm going to, if you guys have not seen it already, which the original clip is in the comments section. So you guys, if you haven't seen it, please make sure you go see that and leave a like on that as well too. I would appreciate that. But I'm going to show the original clip that led to people saying that they have a racial double standard. And then I'm going to show the second clip and I'm going to give my breakdown on that as well.
On the inordinate amount of times we've had to address subjects like this, we have to maintain consistency in pointing out, you do not put your hands on a woman if you are a man. You do not do it. Dana White knows that. And, you know, all I can say is that, again, he has spoken out against men who put their hands on women before, and whatever punishment you would exact under these circumstances to somebody else is what he should apply to himself. But I love him.
I could see him doing something even stricter just because he's the leader, you know, and he's the leader of men. So just to your point, not just what's enacted to a fighter, but maybe a little stiffer because he's the head. I just want to say a couple of things. They talked about being drinking heavily. When you're under the influence, not shining moments, often people don't make their best decisions. So in that sense, it's a cautionary tale. And in terms of it being an isolated incident, I've known Dana since I was 22. I have the utmost respect for him. And I don't judge people by their worst moment. I agree with you on that punishment part. And the other piece that I just want to say, as a woman, it was also his wife's hands on him. So no one should be putting their hands on anyone. Male, female, female, male.
Well, like I said, you're absolutely right. I don't disagree. I have nothing to add other than I just think it's important that if you're going to sit on this platform, you owe it to your audience to be honest, and forthcoming. Dana White is not just somebody I know in sports, nor you. He's a friend. I love him. And I just wish the best for him and his family. And, you know, he knows. He knows how wrong he was to do this. And he knows that we're on this air. He knew ahead of time because I reached out to him to let him know I would be talking about this this morning. He knows that he crossed a line that he has never crossed before and that he swears he will never cross again. And he's incredibly ashamed of himself. And that's just where we are right now. So
I'm not a part of the whole cancel culture, and I don't judge people by their worst moment. And he has a beautiful family.
Yes, he does.
And I wish the best.
Okay, that was their original take on First Take that got them this much pushback and all of this scrutiny for their obvious lack of accountability and their obvious racial double standard. So they had to give a second take on First Take, and this was that right here.
His comments from yesterday.
First order of business about his comments from yesterday. What I didn't like about what Dana White did was how he was speaking about, okay, what would you have happen? What do you want me to do? I don't think that was the thing to say. That's number one. But number two, I want to get into this.
Y'all see how quickly he moved on to number two? Now, he was pretty much told to address Dana White's sorry ass apology and saying, well, what would you guys have me do? And all Steven said is, I don't think that's the right thing to say. Moving on to number two, like he immediately moved on to number two, didn't address Dana's sorry ass apology, but moving on to number two. Okay, and we're already just getting started.
Because you know this is First Take, and we don't run from issues, and we ain't about to start now. And people who have implied that somehow, some way we run from issues or we soft soak stuff, I don't think they know what the hell they're talking about. So let me say, I'm speaking for myself. I'm not going to speak for you on that, Molly. I'm going to speak for myself. I've already stated for the record. Number one, I spoke to Dana White. Dana White knows exactly where I stand. He was wrong. You do not put your hands on a woman, period.
And women do not put their hands on men. See, this is one of the big issues that we have in this society, because we have a big imbalance that a lot of times is promoted by the Western society where, you know, especially as far as domestic violence is concerned, you know, well, if a woman does it, then it's kind of funny and it's belittled and it's laughed at, you know. But if a man does it under any circumstance whatsoever, whether she does it first to him or not, under any circumstance, it's intolerable. That is not correct. Nobody, and I repeat, nobody, man or woman, should be putting their hands on another person, whether that's another man or another woman or whatever.
Okay. I also said that Dana White deserves the same punishment he would hand down to one of his fighters.
Can I just say really quickly what I said after you said that?
Yes.
I said he deserves a stricter punishment than that because the role he plays, and it's a leadership role.
Right.
But people seem to forget that.
Yeah, they forgot.
Actually, nobody forgot anything. And this is what they actually said.
And whatever punishment you would exact under these circumstances to somebody else is what he should apply to himself.
First thing I want you guys to notice, he emphasizes under these circumstances. What he makes it seem like these are extraordinary, specific, rare circumstances. These are just, I got drunk and started beating my wife circumstances. He emphasizes under these circumstances. What circumstances? These are the normal circumstances where husbands beat their wives. This is not like a new circumstance. And he's also advocating for self-punishment. He's not advocating that he should be fired. He's advocating that he should punish himself.
But
now pay very close attention to the exact words Molly uses next.
I love him.
I could see him doing something even stricter just because he's the leader.
Molly just said she could see him giving himself a stricter punishment. That does not mean the same thing as he should be more severely punished because of his position. Those are two completely different sentences. She's trying to play on the fact that you guys might not have caught the fact that she used the word could instead of should. And notice too that neither her nor Steven are talking about what type of punishment. They're not being specific with the punishment that he should be given. And they're damn sure not talking about any criminal charges at all for publicly assaulting his wife.
They just conveniently forgot that. And the reason that I said that he deserves what he would hand down to other players, other fighters under his stewardship, is because somebody would get suspended for 6 months. Somebody would get suspended for a year. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, am I an advocate of cancel culture where you want him to lose his job? No. And I'm not apologizing for that.
Now, he just said he does not agree with cancel culture. Now, I'm going to play for you another clip, but instead of a white man, this is going to be a black man, and you see exactly how much not only he participates in cancel culture, he's one of the main people to spearhead black athlete being canceled. And mind you, that Dana White didn't do something petty that, oh, you know, cancel culture is too serious. Assaulting your wife is an actual crime. Dana White committed a crime. Stephen A. has spearheaded cancel culture on black men for far less, just like this clip right here.
Let me tell y'all something. The Brooklyn Nets need to get rid of Kyrie Irving. He got to go. He's just a problem.
Now, if you ask him, this isn't cancel culture. This is just accountability, and this is just the consequences of you not doing what you're supposed to be doing. If you ask him, now that's what he says when they're black men. When they're non-black, then you know, it's cancel culture. But I want to say, pay attention not only to what he says, but pay attention to how he says it in the body language that he gives off. He gives this very disturbed, disgusting type of look. Like he's just utterly disgusted with Kyrie Irving.
He's just a problem. I want to put everything in its proper perspective, Keyshawn, Kendrick, Molly. There's a whole bunch of people out here, myself included, maybe not you, Key, but a lot of us that had reservations about taking the vaccine.
Understood.
But we took it.
Yes.
Not just because of us, but because of the people that we were going to be around.
Now, of course, that's their excuse to make their bad decision, and yes, I'm saying that was a bad decision on their part, seem more legitimate. Oh, I just wanted to stop the spread, and I'm not doing it for myself. I'm doing it for the people. It's a selfless act. I was skeptical, but I decided to make that sacrifice. Listen to why he actually really did it.
And more importantly, the obligations that we have. I don't give a I can't do first take. I don't do first take. I'm leaving everybody stranded. Not to mention compromising my own bankroll and bottom line, which I was not going to do. Let me be very, very clear about that. Okay, I ain't apologizing for that to a damn soul, all right? That's how I roll.
And that's the real reason. That's the real motive for all of what he does. It's all about the money. He'll do anything for money. Anything at all. Anything at all.
Okay, having said all of that, even if that were not the case, if I'm a member of a team and we've aligned and we're mission-minded, I'm not going to be the one to jump off the train to compromise the mission, okay? I'm going to be the one that stands pat and is like, yo, this is what we doing, this is what we got to do. Kevin Durant, 6.2 billion plus people have taken the vaccine. Whatever conspiracy Kyrie Irving wants to come up with, all right, good luck with that.
See, this is the problem with that statement. Yeah, a lot of people have taken it. A lot of people took it under the pressure of, I can't go to school, I can't travel, I'm gonna lose my job, I'm not gonna be able to make any money, I'm pretty much being forced to. And then some of the people who did take it because they trusted the doctors, quote unquote, that's them. That's their personal decision. This is the problem that they had. They made every single person who is skeptical of it seem like some type of crazy conspiracy theorist. And now 2 years later, and I'm, of course, not saying that these are 100% related because I don't have proof, because there's always going to be somebody in the comment section. But I'm saying you got a bunch of people all of a sudden just dropping dead from cardiac arrest. Just dropping. I've never seen anything close to this before. And you guys are swearing up and down that has nothing to do with what you all were pushing a couple years ago.
But the bottom line is, that means you're looking at everybody else who's taking the vaccine, and that's the position that you're maintaining.
I'm just going to put this up here just to, say that there might have been some reason to be skeptical about this mysterious thing right here. And mind you, the people who did get blood clots, they can't sue because they signed a waiver saying that they can't sue no matter what happens to them. And this is only the case where they admitted that this was because of the you-know-what. This is further proof. Mind you, this is what the FDA and the CDC are admitting to. Now, we were saying this from the very beginning that there has not been any long-term testing whatsoever. They already admitted that. You all said we weren't doctors, that we didn't know what we were talking about. And not only did you guys make a bad decision, you guys pretty much bullied everybody who even questioned what these people were trying to do. You harassed everybody and you made it seem like we were irrational conspiracy theorists. Now this is happening and nobody knows what to say, or you guys don't know what to say.
People out there who don't want to take the vaccine, that's your personal choice. I get where you're coming from with that. but you evidently ain't a part of a team. Because if you're a part of a team and other people are doing it and you not doing it doesn't allow you to be a part of the team, then it comes time to make a choice and make the sacrifice and do what you need to do. Clearly, Kyrie ain't about that because Kyrie's about Kyrie.
Now, you see how he's going off? This man is heated. He is going completely off on Kyrie Irving for making a personal decision that the NBA told him he would not be forced to make. And he's backing up the Brooklyn Nets, suspending him for his own personal decision, talking about, oh, he's about Kyrie, all of this anger. Look at the body language and the tonality of how he's speaking about Kyrie Irving. He didn't even have half of this when it came to Dana White. And Dana White actually did something wrong.
His heart might be in the right place philanthropically, charitably, in terms of the causes that he partakes and the donations that he makes and stuff like that. And he should not be excoriated from that. But the flip side to it is that...
Now, if you all know Kyrie Irving, you know he's a generous donor. He donates to a lot of GoFundMes and charities and things like that. He does a lot of good things for the people, for the community. Stephen A. speaks for that like 10 seconds and then, but the thing is, he immediately moves on. It's no, I know him personally. He's a good man. I love him. All the stuff he was doing when it came to Jerry Jones, the stuff he was doing when it came to Dana White, all of the extras trying to big him up, make him seem like he's such a great person. And actually, Kyrie Irving does things that are good for people. These people that he loves, quote unquote, don't do anything that are good for people. But you hear him talking about them in a way more favorable light than he does about Kyrie Irving.
His level of stubbornness has elevated to a glaring level of selfishness, and I completely applaud the Brooklyn Nets for taking this position. I said it before, and I'm telling y'all again, they'd give his ass away for a box of cookies if they could. They're so disgusted with this dude. I'm telling you what I know, all right?
Look at how he is talking about Kyrie Irving. Remember what I said. Look at the body language, the tone in voice. Look at how he is describing the situation. It is absolutely nothing like how he was talking about Dana White or even Jerry Jones. No sort of anger or anything like that when it came to them. And he's talking about, oh, they should get rid of it. Listen to this, and this is coming from the man who says, I don't participate in cancel culture. But that's only when it's regarding white men.
Y'all figure out how the hell I know that. I ain't asking. I'm telling you, it's that disgusting. It's just that, like Kendrick Perkins said, this brother, when he says he might retire if he get traded, Keyshawn, we all know he might. He ain't playing now. I mean, he's that kind of dude. And so as a result, you got teams that don't want to trade for him, A, because he might retire, or B, he might be just as much trouble for them because his focus ain't just on basketball, and as a result, they got to give equitable compensation in return for his services. And why give away that for a dude you cannot trust? And be clear, you cannot trust Kyrie to be anything but Kyrie. He gonna do what he feels is best for him.
Okay, what's wrong with that? That's what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be doing that. See, the thing is that Kyrie Irving, unlike a lot of other athletes, and especially Stephen A., he didn't sell his soul for money. He's not out here a slave to the industry. He's like, oh, he's going to do what is best for him. That's what you're supposed to do. What's best for yourself. You're talking about, oh, you should just take the you-know-what because that's what's best for the team. Damn the team. At that point, damn the team. And it turns out Kyrie was right, and he still got to play.
And everybody else be damned. And it's a damn shame because now you might lose James Harden because Daryl Morey is lurking in Philadelphia. Don't think for 1 second Daryl Morey ain't trying to get his hands on James Harden. I'm telling you what I know.
Okay, so there you have it. Even in the amped up version of the second take, where he was talking about his lack of energy and lack of real criticism and real anger and vitriol or whatever he has to black athletes, the lack thereof when it came to the Dana White beating his wife in public situation, he still didn't have as much criticism, as much energy, as much of anything else as he did for Kyrie Irving. Now, mind you, Kyrie Irving did not do anything illegal. He didn't even do anything against the NBA policy. He didn't do anything wrong whatsoever. And Stephen A is just going off on him. Yet he refuses to do that when it comes to Dana. Even both times. He had a second time to do it, and he still refuses to go off on Dana the same way he does with Kyrie Irving and other black athletes or other black celebrities that have any sort of controversy or any sort of scandal or anything like that. He's one of the main ones to go off. He's one of the main ones to talk about cancel culture, or not necessarily. He doesn't use the words cancel culture, but he participates in cancel culture. He participates in the cancellation because him as a black person, him saying the negative things he says, that reinforces the over punishment that often happens with a lot of these black athletes. Stephen A, in his position, he's one of the people who helps reinforce that, because he's one of the people who justifies their over punishment by saying, oh, you know the rules, oh, you're so selfish, you're this, you're this, you're this. So that way, when they over punish them, they can be like, well, you know, it's not a race thing. I mean, Stephen A, he's black, right? They do that all the time. Stephen A is known for doing that. He's a well-paid coon. He's known for doing that, and he absolutely refuses to do that under any circumstance when it comes to any white man. Even with Jerry Jones being caught participating in anti-black racism, he refuses to do such a thing. Family, please let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell, and share this on your various social media pages. Don't forget too, you guys should follow me on my social media platforms, which is The Afro Elite on Twitter and then Afro Elite on Instagram. With that being said, brothers and sisters, be one, salute to you all. You all have a good one.